Ah, there you are. You're late. Anyway, today my intentions are to go to a little car park, which is it's the shipping pub car park. That is in next to Hayling Bridge. There's no parking on no paying for parking on that car park, and you stay as long as you like. It's not a very big one, so quite often sometimes it's full up, and I might have to park somewhere else and then have dinner and what have you, and then drive back later when there's less people there, because they tend to sort of disappear as the evening goes on and as it gets quite late in the evening. So I might get a space then. So we'll see how it goes, see if I can get in straight away. It'd be good if I can, but it's not such a big deal, because I'm mostly there for the nice little walk, which I'm going to do tomorrow anyway, because it's getting dark now. So I'm not going to be able to do that till tomorrow anyway, so it's not a biggie. But we'll see how it goes. I'll play it by ear and we'll just see how it goes. Come on. Well, I got in. There's plenty of space in the car park actually, so I'm quite pleased with that. So this is home for the night. So I can't park sideways. I like to park sideways because that's where I sit, but can't have everything. And it's looking out onto a bit of a sea. It's quite dark, so you can't really see the sea. And the tide's out at the moment, so it's a bit whiffy. Look at that lovely moon shining down onto the water like that. How beautiful is that? And on the camera you can't really see very much, but it's actually a lot lighter to the naked eye. You can see out quite far. And that's the pub. This is the car park for the pub. And I guess it's because I've unusually managed to get out during the week. I never, due to family commitments and my shift pattern at work, I usually only get out maybe Friday, Saturday nights. But due to various things happening at home, I managed to get out on a Thursday. Wasn't me, I didn't do it. It's fair cop gov. So I've got out on a Thursday, and I think that's why it's not very busy tonight. It's still during the week and not many people go out, plus the fact that it's absolutely freezing. But anyway, that's my home for one night, and I'll see you back inside. I'm freezing. I don't know how well this is going to come out because it's very dark, but I just had to take a video of my bed. Looks so comfy, so with my little Stormtrooper lamp give me a little bit of light. It just looks so comfy. I've got a duvet, a sleeping bag. It's a winter one underneath. Let me put some light on it. You can't see a thing. Got a sleeping bag underneath. It's a summer one, so it's not a very good one. But that with my duvet on the top as well, just looks so comfy and snuggy. There you go. It's better light, isn't it? Looks so comfy and snuggy inside my bed-a-rooney. That's my armchair. Can't see. There's my armchair. And my bed. Quite snuggle up in that tonight with the temperatures dropping. Anyway, just thought I'd show. I just had this moment of, oh, so snuggly. So, I'm inside, all tucked up. Sleeping bags over my legs like an old man, because it's going well. I don't know what it is now, but when I was driving up here, it was hitting 1 degree. My car and my weather app were both agreeing that it was 1 degree, and according to the weather app, it's going to go down to about -3 tonight. So it's going to be a chilly one. So I've got my summer sleeping bag, which is no use for winter, but I wear that, and then I put a nice thick duvet over the top And I've got an emergency blanket there to go over the top. I don't usually need more than that. It's usually fairly warm in here, despite the temperatures outside. But I'm annoyed I forgot my jacket. I've got this lovely jacket. This is my pyjamas, because it's a bit like a sleeping bag, sort of that kind of material. It's lovely and soft and warm, and it's extremely light, and considering how thin it is, it's extremely warm. And it's a lovely somebody just pulled up next to me, just closing the door. So that's a lovely jacket to wear, and I wear it in bed. These are my pyjamas, so I wear them in bed because it's so comfy and warm, and it's so light, you can't really feel you're wearing it. And I've bought I was supposed to bring a big, long, thick, heavy coat that covers right down to my thighs, and it's really warm and super warm, for when I go outside, and I forgot it. So I'm going to be wearing this when I go out for a walk tomorrow, which hopefully will be enough. Anyway, what's for dinner tonight? Lentil curry, Heinz lentil curry. Look at that, look. So cold in here. Already got protrusions from my mouth from the cold, and the insides are starting to. This type of weather, it's really hard to stop the insides of the car to stop condensation, and that's really hard because it's so bitterly cold. And ventilation is the key. The only way you can reduce ice on the inside of the windows and condensation building up on the windows and that is letting air in, as counterintuitive as it sounds, but that's the only way you can do it, and just wrapping up warm. I think the last few videos, because all I do is heat stuff up, I think the last couple of videos I showed me just heating up the meal, so I'm not going to bother showing you that tonight, because it is literally just me sticking the food on the pan and stirring it. Nothing really exciting for you. So just a little heads up about tonight's dinner and the temperatures, and for the moment I can't think of any more gossip, so I'll bring you back later. I've just put foot warmers, hand warmers. I got given these because everyone knows I stay out in the car camping all year round, and it gets cold in that. I got bought these. Are in my Christmas stocking, and I've just taken a couple out and stuck them in my socks. They're so cool. It's like having a couple of little heaters in there. I've got a normal pair of socks, and I've pulled a pair of thermal socks over the top of that, and then over the top of that I was bought some welly boot liners, because my old boots didn't have any kind of lining inside, and they were ice cold to put them on, and I got bought some welly boot liners. But I've bought now a pair of wellies that have a liner already in it, so but they're still useful, because I put a pair of thermal socks and then pull these welly boot liners up over the top. You can't see them now, they're down there, it's no room to show you. So I pull those on over the top, and so I have like basically 3 layers, and then just for good measure I put in some hand warmers, and it's like feels actually probably a bit too warm, but it's so nice, nice and comfy and warm, super warm, because it's getting colder and colder as the night goes on. I'm a bit annoyed that I can't park side on, because this configuration, that's my window, and I can't look out to a view unless I park side on, so this is facing the view, but the view's behind me, not me. But it's a proper car park. You've got parking, proper parking spaces. So the view's actually behind me. If I open this window or take this curtain down, it's just staring at another car. But anyway, I'll make up for that tomorrow, because when I get out and start going for a walk, there's some lovely places to visit. Well, it's a nice little walk to go around, and I'll get a nice view in the morning after a coffee and breakfast, I suppose. So there you go. So now we've started to reach all the minus temperatures, I'm starting to dig out all my really super warm clothing, and I've got to talk to you about this hat, because like, it's the most awesome winter hat I've ever had. I bought it from Wish. Pretty sure I bought it from Wish. I can't remember how much, because it was a few years ago, but I wouldn't mind betting, as with a lot of Chinese shops that make these products on Amazon or Wish or anything, they don't usually have the, if you look like a year later, you won't find exactly the same product. So I wouldn't mind betting you that you won't be able to find this exact thing, but you'll probably find variants of it if you don't find the exact same make. I can't remember for the life of me how much it was, but if it was on Wish, I imagine it not to be too expensive. But it actually was a really good buy, and I really chuffed with it. So it's like a sort of a down, it's not down feather, but it's that kind of down feathery type material. It's really thick and puffy, and it has a really thick lining inside, and it's just so super warm. It's just, it's so super warm, and it covers your ears, covers your head, and when you wear it with a nice coat that does up underneath, it does up under your chin, and then it has this bit that goes across the top like that, and this bit here makes it sort of breathable, so it's not so bad. I don't know how well that works, but it's there to keep it breathable, and it's just so super warm. And then you can actually take this off completely, as pop as the other side, and you can actually just wear that as a mask around your ears. Not that I ever do that, but what else I liked about it, the piece de resistance, is the eye. Sometimes, quite often, when I go on the beach, there's really high, ice cold high winds, which is the reason for buying this hat, and which is why I wanted one with a mask on it as well. But the thing I really like the most, well, not the most, one thing I really like about it is the fact that you may cover your face up, but your eyes are still exposed to all the winds and ice cold winds. And this one comes with goggles, so you can have this on like that, and then goggles over top like that, and like, you're so completely, and they actually poppered on, so you don't lose them. If you don't want them, you just move them up above your head, they don't come down. And it is like the warmest, comfiest piece of headgear I've ever had. It's so padded as well. It's really thick padding, and it's just so warm. And the only issue is, it's great having the visor, because it really does, you get an ice cold wind coming in at your face, and the visor really is the last piece of the puzzle to fill that gap, so you don't get it in your face. But it does tend to steam up a little bit. I've tried all different configurations. I've tried pulling the mask over the top of the lenses underneath. I've pulled it here, there, and it does steam up sometimes, which is a bit annoying. But usually I just pull it off the top of my head for 30 seconds or so and put it back down. And sometimes if the wind's strong enough, it keeps a nice airflow going underneath, and it doesn't happen. So it's not foolproof. It does get in, it does fog up sometimes, but yeah, even then you've still got an incredibly warm hat, and I just absolutely love it. And I had to say it, there's no maker's name on it. I think it's from Wish, so it's made in China, and they've never got labels on them, so I don't know who it's from. But you never know. You never know. It says made in China, that's all. But you never know when you buy sort of stuff that's really cheap, because this was really inexpensive. You never know what you're getting. But that was an absolutely brilliant buy. And when this really cold weather comes in, it's minus whatever, that is such an amazing hat. And it's just come out. Now we're getting the cold temperatures. I've just brought it out. I shall look forward to wearing that, and it keeps me toasty warm. I just had to say something, because I've just been looking at all the stuff I've been bringing, and I saw that and thought, oh, I forgot about this hat, it's so awesome. So I just had to say something. So, all said. Let me know what you think. I think it not the sexiest of hats, but it's so practical. It really is, and it's a really warm and comfy hat to wear. So I just thought I had to say it. So there you go. See you later on. Right, tucked up in bed. That's it, tucked up in bed. It's you know what, I don't even know what time it is, because I just watched a bunch of stuff on Amazon Prime and just went, time for bed. So it must, I think it's around maybe 10:30, something like that. And it's bedtime. I'm going to set the alarm, get up, see if I can get up fairly early, and we'll go for a walk. Yeah, because I got here too late to go for a walk tonight. It was just pitch black, I couldn't see anything. The place I want to go for a walk, there was no there's no lights or lamps or anything, so it would have been pitch black, so I couldn't see where we were going. So we'll do that in the morning after a hearty breakfast and a coffee. So good night. Morning. About 6:30. I set my alarm for 6, but I was so toasty warm, I just thought I don't want to get up. I must have hit the snooze button like 3 times or something, so it must be about 6:30. There's condensation inside. There's no way of avoiding that. It's minus temperatures. But there's nothing I can do about that. Right, up and some coffee, I think. Yeah. It's a super cold one this morning. The inside of the windows were actually iced up. It wasn't just condensation, they were proper iced up. A nice hot coffee inside me, and then I shall be going for a walk in my sexy hat. It may look dumb, but it's the warmest hat in the world, so I love it, because we must have hit -3 last night, so everything's iced up. It's freezing out there. Once I've had this, then we'll go for a walk. Still a bit dark out there, so give it another 20 minutes or so, and then we'll go out for a walk before I leave. I'll bring you back after that. So, look how cold it is. Icy on the benches. There's the view I couldn't show you last night. The car's completely iced up. Look at that. Totally iced up, dude. It's so cold. The tide's still out. That's annoying. Still, it's a lovely view though. I had to sort of lean out the car a bit to see it. when I was in the car. It's a lovely view. And there's the pub. I never went in the pub. Brought all the food and drink with me. Kind of wondering if I should have. And that is off up there is the bridge that leads on to Hayling Island. Right, should we go for a walk then? I hope you can hear my voice because I've got my face cover on to keep me warm. And nice view as well. An old lighthouse. Is it an old lighthouse? I think it's an old windmill actually. I've got a feeling that's actually a house. It's been converted. Not much of a historian. Doopy-doo. A bit closer to the lighthouse now. Around the corner. I presume this is all still open. Haven't been up here for a long time. Just a funky little footpath. If I remember rightly, I used to have a pond with ducks on it. Don't know if they're still there. It's a good thing about coming at this time of the morning in this weather. I'm going the wrong way. Is that it's there's nobody about. Oh, can you hear the running water? There's a ducky. Don't know if you can see that. There's a little ducky there. Don't know if you can see that. There he is. Woo. But he must have a really cold bottom because this water is freezing. I don't know if you can tell, but it's actually iced over. It's actually a layer of ice. But just up there, some more duckies. I can't zoom in because I've got my gloves on, and I just do not want to take my gloves off. There's some duckies up there, just swimming in the bit that it's not iced. So I think up there the water's a bit more mobile. There's a bit more movement in the water. It's just about stopping it from freezing over. But here the water's more stagnant, so it's frozen a bit. Yeah. I thought it would be a bit naff looking, being winter and all the leaves missing, but it's actually quite pretty in a strange way. Especially everything having a layer of ice on it. It's kind of, you know, it's not snow, but it has that sort of snowy look. That's pretty cool. And look at all these, they're all white. They're not normally white, but it's because everything's got frost all over it. There's a lovely view out to the right again. Now it's opened up. Right off in the distance there. I can't point because I've got mittens on. Sort of along this bit here, just above my finger. That's the bridge to Hayling Island. So all this here is Hayling Island. That's how close they are. That just behind that corner there is where my car is. Ooh. I love the way everything's got a layer of white ice on it. It's really Christmassy. Oh, it's opened up a bit here, look. You can see all the cajillion ducks. What's that, ducks? And what's the white ones? Oh, is that seagulls? There's like a million ducks here. I didn't realise there were so many. I've been down here a few times in my life because it's quite near where I live. A few million times really. I don't remember there being that many ducks. I think they're all coming over because I think they've got food. They're going like, well, I can't get any closer. You're gonna have to throw the food to me because like it's icy. You can't really see there, but sort of along here, from that point here, this way, it's icy. So from that point up, the ice hasn't formed. I can only presume it's because the water's in motion and it's stopped it. As a guess. You can see there, look, it's icy because he's walking on the top. He's going, okay, I've made it this far. My feet are freezing. Give me some food. But I didn't actually think to bring anything. Just had to stop filming there because there was people. If I can, I try not to get other people in there because I don't think they appreciate, well, haven't had given permission to be, they haven't given me permission to use them in their film, so if I can, I don't film other people. Sometimes you can't help it. There's no sort of avoiding it for various reasons. But if I can, I'll try not to film people. Because I'm not going to go around asking everyone I pass, do you mind being in the film? There's a lovely bit of field here, look. Look at that again, layer of frost. You know what, if it doesn't snow and it's only frosty, I'll take it. Because that has a really lovely wintry, Christmassy feel, since we're only a smidge away from Christmas now. There's horses in the background. And I love that Christmassy feel. There's a lot of beauty in the winter, as you know. It's a given that it's summer with all the lush green leaves and the sun beating down and everything. That's a given that summer's always nice, but winter has a lot of lovely qualities, and as long as you're dressed up nice and toasty warm, because that's a horrible thing about it. Morning. Because that's the horrible thing about winter, as I was saying, is the fact that you're freezing cold. So as long as you're comfortable, then actually the scenery in winter is quite pretty. Look at the way the leaves are all coming down, look. Where do they suddenly come from? It's like, as soon as I walked through, it started raining leaves. Well, I haven't been filming for very long. I've actually been walking a long time, so I don't believe there's a way of turning, sort of doing a circle back to where you came from. I think I'm going to have to actually physically just turn around and go back the other way. So I probably won't film going back to the car because it's just this in reverse. I am missing my big winter coat though. I said that I forgot to bring my big winter coat with me because it's nice and long, goes down to almost my knees. I can feel the cold air coming up through this jacket because this jacket's short. This was never meant to be worn out while I was going for a walk, and I'm missing that. Right, well now I've reached the point now I've reached a point where I'm supposed to turn around and going back now. I've been walking for quite a while, although I suspect I won't, when I'm editing, a lot of that won't go on because it's just a lot of straight line walks and nothing really that interesting from a point of view of just sitting there and watching it. But from my point of view, it was fun. But I don't imagine a lot of this is going to go on to end up on the this episode, because it is, from that point of view, it is probably not that interesting. But I've reached the point where I'm going to turn around and head back the other way now, and then I'm just going to go home. So there's nothing anymore left to film really of it that's of any interest to you. So I'm going to sign off and say goodbye. I'll see you in the next video.